So in last session we had seen how we can print the numbers using the threads, and also there is one way we had seen through which we can create the thread, run it, and how it works. There is one more way what we can do, but before that I'll just explain you one thing. Interface and abstract, because if that is not clear, it will create a problem for you guys. So in Java, everything is not all these things what we say, right? As I told you, all the classes, all the code what you write, it has to be written within a class. You cannot write a single line of code outside the class, right? So it's mandatory, and in Java everything what you think of, it's a class. And if I say, okay, to write a program, and the first thing what we do is we create something like suppose some class is, right? So calculator. So by default, if you see, you put a keyword as a class, and then you put a calculator. This public protected and all these things, right? This access specifiers, as you know, I think Shweta, you can see these access specifiers if you want to know, right? I think somewhere. Okay, I'll just share you that link about this public protected and this one, right? I think I haven't uploaded that one. I'll upload that one. You can go through that one. Anyway, I'll cover that in maybe on Sunday when we'll take your session. Okay. So so calculator, you write a class as a calculator, and as I told you, in Java, everything has to be written inside a class. But there are certain things which you can write using interface. You can write using abstract class. So there are different types of classes in Java. So there is one more, one of the most popular and the most used is the class syntax, what we use for class, and then the calculator, and then we define the its members, like int roll number and the string name. We define methods, and we use it like that. But the interface, if you have done the programming in C++, you could have understand what exactly this problem of inheritance and all these things, right? So inheritance is something like you inherit the properties of your parent class. So the this inheritance, what we had covered last time, it was about inheriting the properties. Suppose there are certain situations, there are certain requirements where you need to inherit some properties mandatorily. Some different company, third party, right, company, they have given you certain APIs, and you need to use those APIs. So you can always extend that one and you can use it. So one thing what we had done till now is something like this. I'll remove this one, it's not suitable example what I can give. Something like animal, and so animal is a class, I would say rather, and it have something like void properties. I'm talking about void. It will have number of legs. Obviously, if it's a animal, it must have number of legs. Uh, Apart from that, other fields you can put number of eyes, tail, and horn, or something like that. Uh, Apart from that, what are the properties or behavior of an animal? You can define something like that: a void make sound. Okay. Then what other? Yeah, let it be a similar kind of properties can be. So this is the generic template, I would say. And I'm writing one application in a big company where I want to define certain type of rules, that okay, whenever you need to use the animal interface, you always have to use this number of legs you have to set, because mandatorily there has to be at least one leg of an animal, and that animal must be making some kind of noise, right? And also other things like carnivorous, herbivorous, or what kind of food habits and all these things is there. You can define all these things. but you want to make them mandatory. Now suppose I am writing another class, and I'm writing as a dog, the class name, which is the literal dog name, and I'll say, okay, extend the animal class. Okay, so right now, if you see, it's not mandatory. So even if I do not use this method, the make override method, I am not, what I would say is, I want this make sound to be used everywhere we write this class. So one more thing, I'll do one thing. I'll write one more class cow extends animal. Now dog will make a different song, bark, right? And cow will something, I mean, whatever sound it makes, right? So uh, cow makes some different sound. Dog, makes different song. After that, you can say monkey, and just, if you think monkey as a not four legs, you can think that they have only two legs, because they use two legs for, kind of hand only. So just for this one, right, imagine that, any monkey has only two legs, right? So monkey has two legs, but cow has four legs, dog has four legs. Apart from that, a dog makes some different song, cow makes different, monkey makes some other songs, right, sound. So this value, and see, this method implementation and this value differs from, class to class, whatever the class is there, right? So I want to force these classes to implement these methods, these behaviors according to their classes. Right now I cannot force that. If you see, if I write something like, okay, making generic sound, right? So this would be generic sound, and this will not be your, proper sound of the animal. I mean, it's a generic sound, it's a noise kind of, you can say. But I want this dog to implement, this cow to implement, this monkey to implement. And if I don't force the user, right, if I write something like, okay, I have written a template like, okay, class animal, and everybody can inherit that. This is nothing but inheriting, extending class, right? And you inherit this one number of legs and make sound, and you think that, okay, I am able to, access these methods. But it's not accessing, it's right, you need to define these methods here. You need to define like make sound, and then you need to say like barking. Okay, and so this will make whatever cause sound, and similar to this, monkey will also have. But right now, even if I don't give this one, right, I use some other methods like void is voice display food habit, something like that. I'll write it, but I forget to implement this one. And when user thinks like, okay, let me, see what kind of sound does, dog make, if I forget to implement this one, right, it will call the default implementation, and which will be highly dangerous, right? You would be thinking that okay, I am hearing the dog sound, but you will be hearing the default sound, which is not right. So what in Java you can make it, right, you can without doing the implementation, you can restrict it to here only. Now to restrict this one, you need to make this as a abstract. There is a keyword abstract, and once you make it abstract, you need to make it this class also abstract. So once you make this one abstract, you are not doing any implementation, because animal is a generic name, it's a very common name. It's not a type of, it's not some actual animal. There is no animal named as animal, right? Or it's a category, you can say it's a type of living things, right? So animal, the sound what I want to write, I want to make that whoever is implementing my class, whoever is implementing this animal class, they must write this method make sound, and they need to implement that make sound. And that is the reason I'm getting this red everywhere. If you see, if I click on this, it will say the dog must implement. It will say here, I will just over read this yellow line. I will say the type dog must implement the inherited abstract method animal dot make sound. So it is forcing me to write that method. Okay, so if I don't do that, it will prompt me error. So if I click on this and add an unimplemented method, you will see that automatically it is creating this void make sound. Same here, I'll do that. Same here, I will do that. Okay, so now its error is gone. And then I will say here now bark, this one does the bark, and this one does something cow sound, and this one is monkey sound, right? So now I'm happy. I mean, other than that also I can do, I mean, you can have your other methods also. You can have uh, what other properties, whether it can eat or do all this stuff extra, right? But this will be mandatory. This method has to be written, and this is called the method overriding. So you are overriding the method. You are, see here, you haven't implemented the method, but you are here, you are doing that. You are overriding the feature of animal. So animal hasn't done any implementation. The implementation part you have to do, and that's why we put this annotation at the rate override. It's not mandatory, but it denotes that this method must be defined in this class, and that's the reason we put at override. So now if I use it, right, so just let me create another class to use this main app. And here in main method, what I will say, I'll say, okay, dog d equals to new dog and d dot make sound. Okay, then monkey m equals to new monkey and m dot make sound, right? So if I run this, it will see bark and this monkey is sound, right? So it becomes a quite handy to use it, and guarantees that whoever is implementing, whoever is telling, okay, this is an animal class, type of animal, then they have to follow the contract. They have to follow these rules, certain rules, right? And that's how we make it. One more advantage is that you can always use the base class to refer that one. So base class means, what is the base class? This is the sub parent class, right? So parent class is animal. We are inheriting the properties, right? Overriding or inheriting. So animal, so dog can go into an animal, right? You can call a dog as animal. You can go and tell a dog you are animal. That dog will never mind, right? Because it belongs to animal category. Cow also, monkey also. So same thing you can do. Instead of this, I will say animal a equal to new dog, and I can call a dot make sound. Again I can say animal dot a2, another animal, and a2 dot make sound. Now see, both the objects, this is also animal object, this is also animal object, and I'm calling a dot make sound, I'm calling a2 dot make sound, but it will be different results. So see, it is calling their bark, this is calling their monkey sound, right? So one second. Okay, so say understanding, right? I mean, just like so what exactly does is do the right hand side. You need to focus what exactly the type of object this animal is holding. We are creating the new of dog, so we are creating the object of dog class, right? So this is my dog class, and we're creating the object of this one. So whatever the methods it has, right, possessing that, so that data will go inside the animal, and using that a dot make sound, if you call it, it will call this make sound, right? And that's how it works. And if just for for monkey, you said new of monkey, so inside the animal object it goes the object of monkey, and that's why when you say a2 dot monkey sound, even if the reference type is animal, but the actual the object inside that is monkey's objects, and that's how it prints the different methods. It's calling their own bark, and this is calling their monkey sound. And same thing you can do for cow also. So it will call their, see, monkey and cow, right? So all our three are working their own way, right? So this is actually what we call as an abstract class. You can use this abstract keyword. So once you use this abstract keyword, the methods implementation is no more necessary to put that. You can define the method and you can make it abstract. You can write something like void hello, something like that. You can write some method here and you can say hello. So you can write the implementation also, and you can write a method signature. This is called the method signature. You are not defining this method, what exactly this method is doing. You are telling that, okay, hey, whoever is going to extend me, that class has to implement this one. But about this, no problem, I can handle that. And you can easily call that method from here. So a dot hello, you can do hello, and it will perfectly print that hello, this one. So suppose there are some common feature, right? So you can call this using a2 also, it will call the same hello method. A3 also, just understand the usage why we need to use. So everyone will print hello, hello, hello. So this is my common features. There could be certain scenarios where you need to have some common. Suppose common is what I can say, they can't do intelligence thing, or they cannot speak human language, right? So that part is common thing, right? So you can write something like this here. So the intention behind using the abstract class is make abstract those methods which varies according to the subjects, whatever subjects you are writing, and make the common things into this. So abstracts provide such kind of flexibility to you. Okay, so there are certain things which you want to make it common, write it here inside the main parent class. If you want to something to be inherited by child, just make it abstract, and once you make that method abstract, you need to make that class as a abstract. And this is what the abstract class is all about. Any question? Because this is a little bit tricky, and we use at many places. So any questions why we are using it? What is just understand the purpose behind it, why we are using it, the purpose. Any question? No? Perfect. Now one more thing is there, which is called the interface. So let's take that example. I'll create a class shape and I'll change it to interface. So initially it was class, as I told you. So till now you have seen a class can be class or abstract class. The third thing what it can be is an interface. And once you write as interface, it's somewhat similar to abstract class, what I told you, but there is a difference, and the difference is in animal. You can see that I have written a method implementation. So this is method implementation and method signature. But in case of interface, all the methods has to be abstract only. You cannot write the implementation. So you cannot write something like public void hello, and then you can do something like this. You cannot do that. You cannot write the implementation, and it will say that okay, you can't have the implementation here. Okay, So what does this make a good thing about is it's kind of blueprint. It's kind of oh, one second. Okay, so the public interface shape, right? In this one, you can have different methods, but you can't have the implementation. So public void draw, you can write like this. Then again, you can have a public void area. So these implementations you don't have to do it by default. These methods are abstract only, you can't have the implementation. And to have the implementation of this class, you have to write something like class circle implements. In this case, instead of extends, you write implements, and then you say shape. Okay, so here as soon as you implement this one, it will force you to do the unimplemented method, and you have to write these two methods. So as you can see here, we have to write the how to draw a circle, how to find the area or find the perimeter. So let's make it better, perimeter. Similarly, you can have another class also. You can have rectangle. So here also it will ask you to do the implementations. As you know that area and perimeter varies according to the shape, so you have to do the implementation accordingly. And now you can find out. So you can simply write okay, we need some parameter, right? So okay, for now just simply print that area of perimeter of rectangle is, suppose we have int okay, and area would be something like, suppose 10 into 20 is there, right? So 10 into 20, whatever it is, it will do that. Okay, so okay, so area of rectangle we have written the logic. Similarly, you can have int r equals to 7 and perimeter 22 by 7 into Okay, so see, the implementation varies according to the shape, right? So circle, extending the shape, so their perimeter and the area implementation will be different from the rectangle. So if you say, rectangle is a type of shape, then you have to, if it's a shape, it must have some area and it must have a perimeter, right? So you need to, have this contract kind of thing that you need to follow, and you can again use it for, so main app interface example. Okay, so here you can similarly you can have these kind of like shape shape. You can have what is the name? Circle, c equals to new circle, and you can have c dot perimeter, you can have c dot area. Similarly you can have rectangle, r equals to new rectangle, and r dot area and r dot perimeter. You can click, so this will work perfectly fine. See, perimeter of circle and area of rectangle, it is printing fine. You can again similarly you can have your uh, shape. Here you can put as a shape. Here also you can have as a shape, because this denotes as a a parent class. So you can always have something like this also. So it has their own advantage of using this one. Otherwise, if you're not comfortable, you can always use like this one. I'll tell you about that one later when we go a little bit advanced than that. So this is about your interface and abstract. And by default in abstract, all the fields, these are by default abstract. So even if you don't write abstract or you write it, it doesn't matter, because it's by default it puts that abstract as a abstract method as abstract. And about the variable, all the variables are by default public, static, void. And also one more thing, these methods all are public by default. So even if you don't write public, so these methods will always be public only. So okay, sorry. So by default, these two, whatever the method, so these two things are not mandatory. Even if you don't write, by default, it will be public abstract if you are using as an interface. So it's just similar to this one. Whether you write it or not, by default, Java will take it as a public abstract, because interface cannot have the implementation. And to make something like not having implementation, the abstract keyword used, and that's why interface by default puts your abstract. Also, whatever the variables you write, right, int x, you can't have something like this. This will tell you that okay, interface can't have the variable. All the values in interface is by default public, static, final. So you cannot change the value of the variables if you are putting. So you need to have something like x equals to 10. You have to define some value to it, and by default it will be public, static, and final. So you cannot change once it is there. And that's why I'm telling you again and again, interface is something like a contract what you are following. If you are implementing the shape, you are bound to use these things, you are bound to implement these things, and you cannot change the value also whatever you have defined. And that's why by default it's public, static, and final. So you cannot change that. You can directly access these variables, and these methods are abstract. So any question? So the difference between interface and abstract, I would say in the short, is in abstract you can have method implementation and you can make it as abstract also. So abstract method, non-abstract methods can be there. Second thing, the keyword abstract you have to use. Third thing, you can have final value also, and you cannot have, I mean, it depends on you. So by default it's not public, by default it's not static or abstract or anything. It just like behaves like a normal class, but with an extra functionality that you can make the method as abstract, and you can make it non-abstract also. So you have the flexibility. But in case of interface, all the method has to be the abstract. You cannot have the implementation. Variables has to be the final, and it has to be the public static final, and all the methods has to be the abstract. So cannot have any kind of implementation is interface. And you need to use in such scenarios where you think that okay, all these things you have to implement in your class, then only you should define an interface and use it for that. Is that understood? Is it fine? Is it fine? Okay, so we'll come back to multi-threading now. That is why I just tried explaining that. So this is the second way to yesterday I was explaining you. Is it clear, interface and abstract? Just let me know. I know you guys are not speaking anything, so is it okay? Satyajit?
Yeah, it's clear.
It's fine, right? Pratik? Pratik, is it okay? Understood at abstract interface?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Fine. Yeah, so the second way to use this threading, right? One was like extending the thread. Second word is something like you can do the implementation. So suppose let me create number printer thread. I would name as a number printer thread, and I can implement the interface which is called the runnable. So runnable is an interface. If you go and check it here, it's a public interface runnable, as you can see here, right? And it has a method name as a public abstract void run. So what does that mean? So if you implement this runnable interface, you are bound to implement the method void run, which is used to run the thread, right? Remember we done that. And see here, it is telling me the number printer thread must implement the inherited abstract method of the runnable.run. So runnable is containing a method, abstract method, and without the implementation, being as interface, I'm implementing runnable, I'm bound to implement this method, and that's how it works. So if I click on this, it create the run method, and here I can say that printing the value or something like that. I can write the implementation, whatever. So int I equals to 0 or something like that we will do. Yesterday I have deleted that one. Is it in here? No. Okay, leave it. So we'll print from 1 to 10. That's all simple. Okay, so here you can print the value from 1 to 10. Okay, this is how we print the current thread, which is printing, right? Thread, it has a static method as a current thread, and dot get name. If you do, you will get the current thread which is printing these values. So this is how we get it. That's why I'm printing this one. And now you can create a thread t1 equals to new of number thread, sorry, new thread, and inside that you have to pass this object. So how you can do is you can write number printer thread t1 equals to new number thread, and you need to pass this t1 to here. Okay, so this I would say th1. So this is how you generally create the thread, and then you can set th1 dot. Okay, I haven't written the main method as usual, or you will forget. So you do that th1 dot set name first thread. Okay, so similarly you can have different threads. So this, let it be t2, pass this t2 to in the thread class, make this as a second thread, make it as a third thread, third, third thread, and you can start th1 dot start, th2 dot start, th3 dot start, and that's it. So it should print the value from 1 to 10 for every thread, right? First thread, second thread, and yesterday whatever I explained you, it's similar to that, right? So this is one another way to do that. The advantage of using the implement runnable and the extending the thread is Java cannot extend more than one class, but Java can always implement more than one interface. So suppose you need to use that this shape, right? Also shape, suppose you can always implement here. So you can say shape as well. You can always see, so you can extend here, and you unimplemented these methods. You can see you can override all these methods and all whatever it is there. So it's always good to implement the runnable classes, because you can always implement this one. But if you write extend, right, you cannot extend more than one class, and that becomes a little bit overhead for you to do that. So this is it's an advantage of using the runnable. So I'll just remove that. So this was the second way to do the this was the second way to implement the threading. So runnable and extending the thread. There's very good example I would be going through right now. So just pay attention to that one. So I have already opened. I thought of not writing this code again. Again, typing, pasting, it takes a long time. So just let me copy paste this one. I'll just explain you what exactly I'm trying to do it here. So here we create one package as synchronization, and okay, what I'm doing here is everyone knows about how bank works, right? Banking. You have a bank, you have a deposit account where you deposit your money, and you uh, go and withdraw the money. And there are many types of accounts you can open, right? There is a joint account you can open. There is a single account, three holder. There could be like 3 4 people are using the same account, right? So suppose you have opened a joint account. Okay, maybe Pratik and Satyajit has decided to, okay, let's open a joint account, and we'll have a single account. Anybody can withdraw the money anytime, and that's perfectly fine. So you opened a joint account in a bank. Bank gave you the card to both of you, and privileges to withdraw the money. and now you both went to the ATM. Same time you swiped your card. Okay. Same time the request went to the server, bank server, and there what actually happens, right? I'll tell you exactly how this problem could be there. Just imagine the first time Pratik when swiped the card, and after the Satyajit has swiped, so both same time, both the request went to the server. So multi-threading has taken the place. It created two thread to go and withdraw the money. Both the thread reached to the balance checking, and the first one thread reached there and it saw, okay, the balance is 100 rupees, and Pratik has decided to withdraw all 100 rupees. Okay, so it withdraw the amount. By the time it could have updated the database where they are putting the balance value, the thread has been come out of the thread scheduler, that running to thread scheduler has snatched that thread. Okay, but Pratik has already got the money and he withdraw, but it was not unable to update it. Maybe in second cycle, right, it will update it. Now Satyajit's request went, and Satyajit, suppose in the first cycle they already validated that, okay, balance is 100, because it does not know that Pratik has withdrew the 100 rupees. And so the problem will happen, right? Satyajit will go and try to withdraw the money, and it will say that balance is 0, and the balance now it has become minus 100, which is not possible for a bank will never let you give the money which you don't have in your account, and the bank will go in loss, right? It will give you the money what you don't have in the account also. This is called the what kind of problem? This is called a race condition in Java, or multi-threading concept. If you read about the race condition, there is a very good definition. Race condition in Java. It's something like the in concurrent environment, right? You will end up situations where both the threads try to implement the data, shared data or common data, try to work on the same thing. So see here, a race condition is situations in which two or more threads or processes are reading or writing some shared data. So your account balance is a shared between two users, right? And the final result depends on the timing of how the threads are scheduled, and the race condition can lead to unpredictable results and subtle program bugs. And a thread can prevent this from happening by locking an object. And that's why we will come to the one thing which is called the synchronizations, and we can fix up that problem. So let me introduce to the account first. Let me show you how we can work it, and then we can see that how the problem creates, and then how we can resolve the okay. So
Hello.
hello.
Okay. The video is stuck.
Sorry.
The video is stuck. I can't see anything.
Okay. Is it fine now?
Oh yeah, it's working.
Okay. So we'll explain. You see, I have an account manager class. I've created one account. Okay. So this class has a one second. So I have an account manager class here. Okay. So you can why the name is different? Let me just make the same name. It will confuse. Perfect. So I have an account class which deals with withdrawing money and all these things. So I'll remove these things because this will not. Okay, so this account class has few things. I'll explain you. It has an initial balance of 5,000 rupees. Okay, so once you both of you has been went to the bank and you tried to open an account, you opened the account with 5,000 rupees, and you both happily went home, and then Later the problem will come when you both went to the ATM and withdrawing the money. So your account balance starts with 5,000 rupees. Your account balance is possessing 5,000 rupees. That is perfectly fine. Let me just remove this code also. Okay. And the account gives you a facility to withdraw the money. Forget about deposit. I don't know. I just simply I'm not concerning about the deposit right now. Maybe deposit also can create the problem, but I'm taking the withdraw. It's like a more uh, understanding things. So I have taken this example. So suppose you cannot deposit the money in your account. It's like initial amount you can put into that, and then you can withdraw later. So you are opening an account with a balance of 5,000. So you have given a member variable of account has a balance of 5,000 rupees, which is perfectly fine. Account gives you a facility to withdraw the money. So I have created a method. So public void method, and this is the withdraw method, and it will ask you for a amount, what amount you can withdraw. Okay, so int amount is your money what you can withdraw from your account. Okay, so you can withdraw 2,000 or 4,000 or 100 or 200 or something like that, right? Now to withdraw the money, what your bank will do. So suppose you create a object of account and you call the withdraw method with 100. What will happen generally? If you go to the bank and in your in your account 5,000 rupees initially it was there, right? You go to the bank and you it's like you're calling a method withdraw 100 rupees. What your bank will do, what your bank should do first? It will check whether you can withdraw that 100 rupees or not, right? It will check your balance. What is your balance, right? Correct? No?
Yeah.
So the amount what you are giving, 100 rupees or 200 rupees or 500 rupees, the I think many of you, I have faced that when once I went to the ATM and I tried withdrawing 5,000 rupees. It said insufficient amount. How does it do that? It obviously it checks whatever amount you are going to withdraw. It will check that, okay, whether you are eligible to withdraw that much money or not. So how do they do that? So it's simple. What you call the withdraw method with 100 rupees. So what it will call that, it will find the difference. So balance is 5,000 minus your amount, which is 100 rupees. So it will be, difference will be 4,900. So if it is greater than 0, that means you are eligible to withdraw the money. If it is becoming 0, or maybe, I mean, so it's not greater than 0 or equal to 0 also possible. Equal to 0 also you can put it, that is perfectly fine. So just let it be, I mean your balance should be at least 1 rupee or something, right? It cannot be 0 also. So if your balance is greater than 0, the difference is 0, then it will let you get the amount. And how they can do that? It will say, okay, balance equal to balance minus amount. So 100 rupees you had given, so 5,000 minus 100, so now your balance is 4,900, right? And it will print that system order println withdrew amount. uh, who left? Okay, Pratik. Okay, withdrew amount of 4,900, and now balance is whatever the balance is, your 4,900 will print. And if it will check that, okay, if in any case balance becomes negative, throw one exception, something like custom exceptions. I think exception handling I had covered that one. You can create your own exception. So I had created this account balance negative exception, and I've written this message. So you can throw that exception here. So it should throw. Now if you think, will this situation ever come? Do you think that this will ever come in your because you are doing the check here, right? So do you think that balance will ever become negative, Satyajit? Is there any chance that balance can
No,
be negative?
because you're checking it first only.
Yeah, I'm checking it. It should never be, right?
Hmm.
But it will be. I'll tell you how. Okay, so Now just proceed further. I will tell you later how it will be negative, and that's why I'm putting this one and throwing the exception. We'll see how it is happening. So that is fine. Now withdraw extends thread. This is what I'm actually doing is I'm creating the thread to withdraw the money, because there will be 2 users or 3 users or okay. So everybody has some work or something today? Okay, no problem. So withdraw extends a thread, and we are putting this account object, whatever the account facility it has, right? So every thread what we create, they will possess this account, and it will have a run method, and that run will call this withdraw with 100 rupees. So this withdraw will be called with 100 rupees every time. So suppose I create 5 thread, so that means 5 account holders are there, okay, and the thread 5 withdraw is there, which have these account details in there, and they can withdraw the amount 100 rupees, right? So if I call 5 times with 5 users, so it will withdraw 500 rupees total, right? So balance should be how much after that? It should be 4,500, correct? No?
Yeah.
See, I have if I create, so if see here, I what I'm doing is here, I equals to 5, I equals to, I'll go till 5. So I'll do one thing, this I equals to 1. So what I'm doing, I'm looping through 5 times. I'm creating 5 threads. So withdraw user threads equals to new withdraw, and setting up the account, starting it, and setting the name as a account holder, whatever the name it is, right? So I'm setting that name as account holder 1, account holder 2, account holder 3, 4, 5. So total 5 account holders I'm creating, and 5 times it will call this. So if I call this start method, so this start method will be calling the run method of this one, right? And it will withdraw the amount 100 rupees. So once you start this one, so 5 threads will be created total, right? So that means 5 account holder is there, and all 5 threads will go and withdraw the money. So at the end of the program, what should be the balance at the end of the program once it finishes? It should be 4,500, because 100 100 100 like this you have withdraw 5 times, right? So the balance should be 4,500. Is it fine? Is it fine?
Yes.
Now let me run this program. Doing some other work which does not require locking. Let me do something. Okay, let me run again. What do you see the balance at the end? The last thread which we have seen, right? It is showing the balance as 4,600. The first time, if you see, going to withdraw the amount and the balance is 5,000, that is fine. The first time when it withdrew the money, balance it is showing as 4,700. It should have been 4,900, right? And then if you see here, again one more guy withdrew the money, and the balance has been increased rather than decreasing. It has become 4,800. And if you see, after that it has become 4,500, then it has become 4,900, and now it's becoming 4,600. It's totally messed up, right? How actually it is happening? The problem here is concurrency or the race condition. So first understand the problem here. So whenever we submit a thread, right, we are creating a thread, we are submitting it, we are starting this, and it is going to the run method, and it is printing that it is trying to withdraw the money, and that's why it is saying that okay, going to withdraw the money, and the balance is this one. So first time it is correct, right? The initial time it was for 5,000, but later it's giving me the weird giving us the weird results, right? 4,800. And here whatever the money it is printing withdrew amount. So the first thread which done this withdrew, right, it should have been, I'll just comment this one because it little bit making it confused. So as you can see here, the first thread when it has withdrew the money, that time it is saying the balance as 4,800. It should have been how much? How much it should have been the first time it had withdrew? Balance would be, Amika, what should be the balance for the first time? Once they withdraw the 100 rupees, what it should be?
4,900.
4,900, but it is 4,800, right? The second time it should have been 4,800, then it has been 4,600, then 4,500, and so on, right? So at the end of the day, it should have been 4,500, which is correct. But if I run it again, it might not be correct. Okay, again it is correct, last value. So yeah, that 4,900 had come. Yeah, see, which is totally incorrect, right? I mean, we have a withdrew amount, it's giving us weird result. What actually happening here? So yeah, so think here what problem is happening here is, this is perfectly fine, there is no problem here. I'm creating the loop the first time I value 1, right? So withdraw object will be created, account will be created, it will start that thread by putting the name, it will go to the thread scheduler, again the second thread, third thread, fourth, fifth. So all 5 thread goes to the thread scheduler, right? So let me write this one in notepad now. They have missed the main important sessions. They should have attended this one, because I was thinking this is the most critical for multi-threading concept. Anyways, fine. So in what actually is happening here, so I have account holder AC, account holder 1, AC2, AC3, AC4, AC5. I have 5 account holder, right? And all these things are maintained by whom? Thread scheduler, right? So all are in, suppose when I have created this one, so it went when I created this user thread, and I have started. So start means I'm submitting it to the submitted to thread scheduler, right? So I have submitted to the thread scheduler, but whom will get the chance to run this method is decided upon the thread scheduler. So thread scheduler see, okay, whether account 1 will go first, or no, account holder 2 or 3 or 4, which will go first, I don't know. So as per the example, if you see, I think account holder 2 got the first chance to withdraw the money, right? So let's take this account holder 2. So this is my running state, and where that means inside run method. So the account holder 2 will get the chance. So AC2. So AC2 is in the run method. That is perfectly fine. So AC2 has come here. It is executing this run method. What actually it is doing? It is telling that, okay, account dot withdraw. Okay, account dot withdraw 100. So it will call the withdraw method. It will come here. It will this amount is 100 rupees. It will find the difference. It will see, okay, difference is 5,000 minus 100. So it's a 4,900, right? So 4,900 is my difference. It will come here. It will check, okay, 4,900 is greater than 0. I'll enter here. I'll see what exactly it will do is, it will do 5,000 minus 100, that is now it has become 4,900, and before it prints this line, okay, first thread reached here and was removed by the thread scheduler at this point of time. It did not print this value. So whatever you are seeing is, suppose, so after withdrawing money, so what is your balance now? Now it has become 4,900, okay? And this amount it has been went to the memory with the account holder AC. So AC2 has been removed from this. It has come here, and it remembers that when when he has withdrawn the money, it was balance was 4,900. and he had done the task till what line? You'll remember the line of the code, what line it has done. It has line number 18. Suppose if it is line number, or a statement only, you can put it as a statement. Till this statement it has done, it should start from this print line. Okay, so it will remember these things, it will remember. Okay, now just think about maybe I think yeah, account holder 4, maybe just assume that if this T account holder AC2 has been removed, then someone has been placed, right? So maybe account holder 4 got chance. So account holder 4 got chance, it'll come here in the running state, and running state means it will call the run method, and run method means it will call the account dot withdraw with 100 rupees, and 100 rupees will come here, and it will say okay 100 withdraw 100 rupees, and it will say diff balance minus amount. Now your balance is 4,900. It's not 5,000 now, it's 4,900 because TS account holder 2 has been already withdrew the money, but it did not print this line. Okay, so T balance is this one, right? So this is 4,900 minus 100. Now it has become 4,800. 4,800 is greater than 0, so balance equals to balance minus this. So now it has become 4,800 for account holder 4, and it will print you the value, maybe this one at okay withdrew the amount with balance. It's not going like this only, maybe, I mean, I'm telling you account holder 4 has got the hold of it, or maybe something. I'm just telling you the discrepancy. So account holder withdrew the amount, and it has withdrew, and the balance has become 4,800. Okay, so balance now has become 4,800, and it has printed properly, it has been removed from here. And now suppose just account 2 has got the chance now, so this has been removed from here, and AC4 has been went through their place. So now when AC2 got the chance, it will say okay, when I was there, balance supposed to be 4,900, and I had done the till task this line, so I just need to print the line, right? So it will go here, it will say okay withdrew amount, and the balance is, now balance is no more 4,900, it has become what? It has become 4,800, and that is the reason you are getting here account balance as a 4,800 for the first time. So it is printing for the first time, suppose, as a 4,800. Any question? Any doubt?
No.
So the problem you understood, right? What
No.
exactly is happening? So
Yes.
this is actually the synchronization problem. This is actual problem will occur. This is called the race conditions when you are working on the same balance, right? Using the different threads. So maybe now the negative case. I'll tell you that I was telling, right? This can never be. If I show to some person, right, who doesn't know about the multi-threading, if I tell okay, I am writing a withdraw method, and before withdrawing the money, I am putting a check that okay difference would be greater than the 0, and then also say okay I there is a huge chance that balance could go negative. They will they might slap me, or they might think me I am mad or something, right? Because I'm telling some stupid thing, because I am already doing the check. How come it will go to the negative? There is no chance, right? But right now I explain you how it can be. Just think about, I have created 5 threads, and each thread is withdrawing the amount 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000. So once it reach to the 5th thread, right, and suppose the amount is 4,800. Last time I'm telling you, sorry, amount is 2,000. Okay, so first thread has come. Now it was 5,000, and by withdrawing it has become to reach to 2,000, right? So your balance is 2,000, and one thread try to withdraw the amount as 1,000. Okay, so it will come here, it will 1,000, 2,000 minus 1,000, so difference is 1000, it went to here, checked greater than 0. Okay, it come here and it checked that okay, my difference is greater than 0, so I come here, I will enter it, and before it will do this, before it try to 2000 minus 1000, balance equals to 1000, before it deduct the amount, this line gets executed before this. From here, after doing this check only, that thread, thread T1, suppose T1 was a thread, was removed after doing the check. It has been removed from the thread pool running. Now thread 2 will come and withdraw amount, it will come here, it will say okay, the amount is 2000, I want to withdraw all the money, 2000. And so amount, suppose I'll make this as a greater than equal to 0. Maybe, I mean, it can be either 0 or greater than 0. So 2000 minus 2000, so difference becomes 0, and difference is greater than equal to 0, condition is satisfying, balance equals to balance minus amount, so now by balance becomes 0, and I'm printing, I'm happily went after that. So T2 has removed the emptied the balance. Now T1 will come, but T1 will not do the checks because T1 was removed at this line. T1 has done all this check, so T1 will be thinking, okay, I had already done this check, right? So let's go and withdraw the money. What is your balance? Your balance is big 0, and the amount 1000. Your balance becomes minus 1000, and your condition, this will satisfy, and it will throw a big exceptions that okay, hey, you are going to do a big mistake and your negative has become, balance has been negative, has been negative, which is not correct. So this is how it can become negative. So if I put some kind of your thread dot sleep, right, I can show you. Thread dot sleep is just for halting this one. So if I make it as a 1000 something, it might go to negative value and it might throw some exceptions. So if we are lucky, we can see maybe I have to create many threads then, but the problem will come. I mean, let me create this as 5000. So let's see, should throw exception thrown, no, nowhere. Let me increase the latency here. So 1 second I had done, I'll extend it to 2 seconds. Maybe my processor is very fast, so it's doing very fast calculations, but it will come eventually. If you create many threads, so many requests will come, you will end up getting that negative value some way or other way. Actually, the chances of getting negative is very rare. I mean, you will get eventually sometimes, okay, maybe, I mean, last time also I could not reproduce this, but you can definitely, if your system is a little bit slow or your configuration is, my RAM is 16 GB and processor is very high, so maybe I'm not getting that situations where my thread scheduler will remove just after that. It is just kind of I would say the event where it could be something like that. If you might run 10, 20 times, 30 times, right, you might get this problem, but you should understand that, right? So anyhow, the problem we are already facing is of the balance, right? So we are already facing this situation here is okay. So if I have 10 threads and I have created the 10 users, right, 10 account holders, and if my balance is 5,000 rupees, and if I am going to withdraw the 100 rupees, so my balance should be at the end of the day, my balance should be 4,000, which is not happening, right? Right now it's happening, but as you can see, come on, man, give some wrong value. Maybe I'm putting the delay, so it's becoming, it's totally behavior. You need to understand the behavior, but the problem will come as you had seen. Yeah, perfect. So it's easy to reproduce with 5 threads only. Okay. So as you can see here, balance is 4,700. What actually it should be? If I'm creating 5 account holders and each account holder is withdrawing 100 rupees, 100 rupees, and my balance is 5,000. So what should be at the end of the day when the last account holder withdraws the money? What should be the balance? It should be 4,500, right? And the order what it is showing, that also should be correct. It should be 4,900, 4,008, then 7, then 6, and then 5, right? That's what I want. That's what actually I want. So Java does a very good thing about this is you can synchronize the code. You can lock the code that one thread can access only one at a time. I'll just today show you. I'll explain you tomorrow. It's becoming very late for me. So how we can achieve is, you do one thing, you need to lock this area. So you need to lock this area, and locking means only one thread can enter into that, and once it finished that, then only it will come out of that. So what we will do is we'll create a final object equals to new object, and then we will do the locking on this object. So we'll name it as a lock. Okay, they're naming it as a lock, and then here we'll write a synchronized on this lock, and we'll write this here. So this code is, if you see, this entire code has been put inside the lock. Why it is not indented? Okay, so this entire code is inside the lock. I means one thread can only access at a time. So now if I run it, you will see that it will be printing in the order perfectly. 1,000 has been withdrawn, so balance has to be 4,900, then 800, then 700, then 600, and 405. So if you run 1,000 many times, it will print the same result. It's never going to create any problem for you. So this is called the synchronization. This is the I spent so much time just to explain this keyword, and this keyword is very vital for the multi-threading context. So I'll explain you how does this work. So for today, this will be the last thing I will be doing. So maybe Saturday, Sunday, Monday I'll explain you about the synchronization, how it works, and other things. Okay, fine. Is it clear?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Then see you on Monday. We'll catch up. Just revise these things. It would be better. It's very interesting. I find multi-threading very interesting because it's totally unpredictable, and predicting
Yes.
unpredictable things, right? It's a very interesting thing to do, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. See you on Monday. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.